Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Battle Cry, the only show on television that gets you up close with India's weapons and India's warfighters. In the weeks gone by, two young army pilots lost their lives in a tragic helicopter crash. Something that has cast a pall of gloom over military aviation and amplified one of the most urgent needs in the Indian military, the need for light, reliable utility helicopters. And that's the big focus this week on Battle Cry.
Two young Indian Army pilots killed in the line of duty. Their deaths another terrible statistic. While only a probe will reveal the true cause, there is an undeniable truth that cannot be ignored. These helicopters have been screaming to be replaced. For over a decade, a fruitless search by the army. Will the Modi government bite the bullet and give the army new generation light utility helicopters? SOS for light utility helicopters only on Battle Cry.
We begin this week's episode of Battle Cry with the tragic tale of Major Anuj Rajput and Major Rohit Kumar. One of them just in their 20s, the other in his early 30s. Two young army pilots who perished in a helicopter crash in Udhampur. The story behind their crash is a scary one. They were flying a reliable helicopter, but it's also a helicopter that the Indian Army has been trying to replace for nearly 2 decades. We'll get to that in a moment here on Battle Cry, but first, the story of Major Anuj and Major Rohit.
Major Rohit Kumar, 35 years old, a resident of Noida, Uttar Pradesh. Major Anuj Rajput, 28 years old, the only child of his parents, recently engaged and at the start of his career. Two young army pilots, their lives brought to a tragic halt on a mountainside near Udhampur, Jammu and Kashmir last month. Their Cheetah light helicopter crashing into a wooded area in Patni Top. A tearful farewell to two young men cut down in their prime while serving their country has come as only the latest jolt. As the families and the army mourn the loss of two promising young pilots, there are harsh realities to face. While Cheetah helicopters have served the Indian forces well for decades, and there is nothing immediate to suspect that the helicopter had anything wrong with it. But the truth is, the Indian Army has been looking to replace the Cheetah and its sister type, the Chetak, for over a decade now. While military aviation is inherently risky and crashes do take place despite all precautions, the country has long run out of excuses in pushing the button on modern light helicopters. Helicopters that form the backbone of logistics operations over every terrain. From the Siachen Glacier to the jungles of the Northeast. And if the Indian Army is to expand its responsibilities while ensuring its pilots have the best, experts have long held that it is time to retire relics like the Cheetah and Chetak and give Indian Army pilots modern, safe, reliable helicopters to serve the country in. Military aviators occupy a terrifying line between life and death. But India must do all it can to ensure that the line is never crossed.
Now, the Cheetah, the helicopter that actually crashed, killing these two young pilots, and the Chetak, which is a similar kind of helicopter, is operated in large numbers in the Indian Army, the Indian Air Force, and some of them even in the Indian Navy. And all three services have been trying for years to replace these helicopters. Would you believe it? For nearly 2 decades, the Indian Army has wanted to get some of these helicopters out of the way and induct some new helicopters. And would you also believe it? To this date, that quest has been unsuccessful.
The most numerous helicopters in the Indian Army, the light utility Cheetah and Chetaks, purchased decades ago from France and then built in India by HAL. These helicopters have served as the backbone of the aerial logistics fleet. But would you believe it if we told you that the Indian Army has been looking to replace these for nearly 2 decades? You heard that right, nearly 2 decades. It was in the early 2000s that the Army began planning for a procurement that would replace these aging helicopters. After considering a variety of helicopters in the first decade of the new millennium, the Army formally floated a tender in 2007. The Indian Army zeroed in on 2 types. The French Eurocopter AS-550 Fennec and the Russian Kamau Ka-2260. But after nearly 5 years of trials, in 2012, the contest was scrapped and rebooted amidst a cloud of controversy. Nearly a decade down the drain. The contest was then restarted with the hope of a decision. A full 3 years later, amazingly, the contest was scrapped again. Once more, in the cloud of controversy. But this time, the Army pushed for a decision, and the Indian government bit the bullet. In 2015, the Russian Ka-2260 was chosen for a Make in India program. The plan was for 200 helicopters to be jointly built by Russia and India's Hindustan Aeronautics. Most of them at a facility near Bengaluru. But 6 agonizing years later, not only has the production not started, the final work share agreement itself has not been signed. As always, it's the Army that's paying the price. Light helicopters flown by Army aviation pilots are crucial for India's efforts to maintain a force of nearly 3,000 soldiers in the Himalayan heights. They're deployed on posts strung along Saltoro Ridge, which at over 20,000 feet is the world's highest battlefield manned by India since 1984. The Army's fleet of 1970s vintage Cheetah helicopter supplies its troops with ammunition, rations and fuel for warmth. The Army's struggle to replace them continues without end. A bulk of the Army's fleet of 120 Cheetahs has long crossed their structural unity of 4,500 hours of flight time and a 1,750-hour engine life. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which has licensed produced the Cheetah and the Chetak from France since the late 1970s, say it is becoming difficult to service the aging machines because of a lack of spares. The Army says it has no option but to rely on these vintage machines because it has been unable to buy replacements in time. But could the answer to the army's woes be right here in the country?
After an unforgivable 5 years, India and Russia are still trying to iron out their work share differences so they can start producing the Kamov Tu-260 helicopter right here in India outside Bangalore. But in the meantime, critics and those in favor of Atmanirbharta believe that the true solution to India's light helicopter requirements to replace the Chetak and the Cheetah is right here in India, a helicopter that's designed, developed and will be manufactured right here in India. It's a helicopter that's been developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and as we speak and as we bring you this edition of Battle Cry, it's at the highest battlefields in Ladakh, proving itself and achieving final readiness to replace the Cheetah and Chetak.
The view from a helicopter cockpit, flying between the world's highest landing grounds. The forbidding, desolate heights of the Siachen Glacier, where the air is thin, the temperatures well below zero, and where survival is a daily struggle. But the helicopter from which the video has been shot is not even in service yet. It's called the Light Utility Helicopter, developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. It is currently under a final phase of testing and certification by the Indian Army and Air Force. This indigenous helicopter, with a high rate of production planned, will be churned out from HAL's Bengaluru Rotocraft facility to replace in-service Chetak and Cheetah helicopters that form a crucial logistic element in India's high-altitude deployments. A requirement of nearly 200 of the LUH has been laid down, but a firm order has still not been placed. Continuing accidents and fatalities on the Cheetah and Chetak fleet has not added urgency to the LUH program. With a crew of 2 and capacity to carry 6 passengers, the LUH is purpose-built for high-altitude operations. The 2-ton light helicopter can be modified from a basic cargo utility chopper to being able to deliver small special forces teams to forward locations, to a mini air ambulance, or even a light gunship. Of a requirement of about 400 light military helicopters, this indigenous chopper will fulfill the need for half. The other half, theoretically, is to be met by the Russian K-8 Tu-260. That is to be built by India and Russia jointly. But with the latter deal going nowhere, critics of arms imports believe it's time to pour all resources and precious budgets into the Indian LUH. Most importantly, it's an Indian machine, developed, designed and manufactured in India by Indian engineers. The military will never have to face spares issues with an Indian helicopter. The helicopter, a derivative of the in-service and venerable Dhruv helicopter, will also be easily upgradable and as per the military's future needs. All this creates a strong case for the LUH to be India's sole future light utility helicopter. Whether or not India can pull back from the Russian deal is another story and may have its own political compulsions. But the LUH has proven that it is mature, capable and nearly ready to meet the Indian military's crucial helicopter requirements in the mountains and anywhere else they need to be deployed.
And while humans in military cockpits are always at risk of losing their lives because this is an inherently risky business, the Indian military has realized that the future of military logistics lies in a situation where there isn't even a human in the cockpit. Unmanned aerial vehicles. And that's the reason why the Indian Army will soon be receiving its first heavy-duty cargo drones, which will take over some of the tasks currently conducted by light utility helicopters.
Hot meals delivered by a swarm of drones to Chinese soldiers at high altitude. A propaganda video that was released at the peak of the India-China standoff in Ladakh. A move by China to taunt India and highlight India's lack of such a capability. And while the Chinese were certainly right, India has taken the taunt constructively. And Battlecry has the exclusive scoop on how India has reacted. What you're looking at here is a fully made in India cargo drone for high altitude troops, seen here being tested in the forbidding terrain of Ladakh. 48 of these drones have just been ordered by the Indian Army in a milestone fast-track contract to Indian firm Rafe M-Fiber. These drones, called MR-20, are capable of carrying loads of up to 20 kilograms. And in thin air of extreme high altitude, that's a huge amount. Operating individually or in groups, each drone can carry items that include food, fuel, medical supplies, emergency equipment, weapons, ammunition, and anything else that troops may require in forward areas in high altitude. The use of these drones will also drastically cut down the need for helicopter flights that are inherently risky to pilots. And unmanned drones mean more deliveries can be conducted per day with no crew fatigue. The utility of such drones is not difficult to imagine, and with a startup fleet of 48, the Indian Army will be able to serve several forward posts with items they need, forming a robust air bridge that becomes a powerful supply chain. The MR-20 drones will begin deliveries shortly to the Indian Army. The company that makes them is among a slew of cutting-edge firms serving the needs of a future battlefield and is working closely with the Army to get set for a new paradigm in military logistics. Drones for delivery will soon be a part of daily life, with companies like Amazon, FedEx and UPS embracing such technology for a new delivery mantra. And while Ladakh will be the first playground for this new capability, expect cargo drones to spread wide in the armed forces in the months and years ahead. Bureau Report, India Today.
And as I sign off from Battlecry, Team Battlecry and I pay homage to the two young pilots that were lost and our deepest condolences to the families and their unit. And remember, as we always say here on Battlecry, India's true strength will only be realized when no human needs to be sent into battle and no weapon fired. Thank you for watching.